All right, so it is now 7:26 in the AM on this Tuesday morning. And I was surprised to come across some news earlier this morning. Not the news that I was expecting, especially during this Black History Month, right? And the news is that the Reverend Jesse Jackson has passed away this morning. It was first posted on his organization, the Rainbow Push Coalition. It was posted on their Instagram platform, or should I say site. It said it saddens me to report that Jesse Jackson passed away and is asleep peacefully, surrounded by his family. And he passed away from a condition very similar to Parkinson's disease, which would be called the neuromuscular disease. Yeah, and it's very similar. It's called progressive supranuclear palsy. It's very similar to the Parkinson's disease. I always thought it was Parkinson's disease, because that's what they were saying initially at first. And so what they're saying now is something new to me. I never heard of that one, but nevertheless, he met his demise and he was hospitalized over 3 months ago for the condition, and his battle came to an end ultimately this morning. So rest in peace to him. He was known for fighting for civil rights and calling out corporations for their lack of diversity and corporations not supporting voting rights. He used to point out all these things here, and he was worked alongside Martin Luther King early in his civil rights journey. As a matter of fact, he was on the very same balcony at the Lorraine Motel here in Memphis when he was gunned down. I mean, when he was assassinated, I should say. Yeah, so we've all seen the photos of him standing on that balcony here in Memphis, and I think he was 26 years old at the time. He was born in 1941, so that makes him 84 years old at the time of his passing. And also, he again, but this is some very unexpected news here. I mean, he is one of the faces of Black History Month, along with MLK, Malcolm, Rosa Parks, Ida B. Wells, Frederick Douglass. I mean, and depending on who you may ask, Barack Obama, depending on where you stand on the one drop rule and all that stuff. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I remember him running for as a kid. I remember him running for president. He ran once in 1984, and they say he ran in 1988 as well, but I don't quite remember that. But I'm quite sure he did. I just don't remember. I just remember him running back when I was in elementary school, right? So he was on the way to being the first black president. You know. Now it's up for debate whether or not he coined the term African American, but I'm quite sure he coined the term Ebonics. You know. So so prayers go out to his family. His family is immediate. His sons. I know his son should be in his 60s now or 50s. I'm not sure, but yeah, prayers go out to him and his family. And he had already been admitted to a hospital in 2021 prior to this current illness. Him and his wife, actually. Both of them had to be admitted to the hospital for some complications due to, that thing that caused the pandemic in 2020. So they were hospitalized a year later. So that's a lot to deal with. He was dealing with a whole lot health wise, and the stuff during the pandemic. Then on top of what he was already dealing with, well, he was already dealing with that for almost 10 years, and then he contracts this thing that caused nationwide, if not worldwide, lockdowns. That's a lot. That will take a toll on your body, on your immunity and everything else. They say people that had pre-existing conditions are at very high risk. They were saying that during the pandemic. You're at very high risk if you got underlying conditions. Yep. But he fought a long fight, whether it's pertaining to his health or the whole civil rights thing, the whole civil rights movement, because he was still advocating for civil rights in some form or another. He was, that same year that he had to be hospitalized, he was arrested. He was arrested twice for being vocal about his adverse feelings toward the filibuster, the senator filibuster bill. He was pretty much against that, and so long story short, that led to him being arrested, and that's that on that. But yeah. Hello, Seneca One and Miss Shatera. Good morning to y'all. Yeah, so and I remember him he shedded some tears too when Obama won the presidency in 2008. I saw him out there shedding tears. It was that was a pivotal moment. That was a pivotal moment. Even though he did say what he said about Obama, thinking that his mic was cut off, he had a huge oops moment, thinking that his microphone was cut off. I mean, we all remember what he said. We're not finna repeat it, you know. But he had some type of reservations toward Obama because thinking that he was talking down on the black community, you know, as far as parenting goes. And I guess he felt like Obama should have been attacking the systemic issues like the housing market and discrimination and the voting process and all this other stuff. Yeah, you're right about that. You're right about that, Shatira. Very controversial. Very controversial. But he did, you know, in the beginning he tried to do his part, and you know, equality was, you know, evenly distributed, I guess. Especially in early days, you know. Like in the 60s and those days leading up to the Civil Rights Act and the Board of Education and all the other stuff. Yeah. But yeah. And another reason he's a controversial figure is because, you know, people were calling him an agent because of his role in trying to do business with Libyan government. You know, they said that he was acting as an oil broker. You know, he denies this, and he said he was trying to open trade routes for black businessmen. He said he's trying to secure businesses for American business owners. That's what That's what he said he was trying to do. But doing that triggered an investigation by the United States Department of Justice. You know, they said that they were trying to decide should he apply for a foreign for some type of clearance to do what he was doing. But he said he was just trying to secure business for black businesses. And that was in the early 80s. 1980, matter of fact. I most definitely wasn't watching any news during that time period, so I found out about that much later, of course, you know, reading old news articles and just playing catch up pretty much on his total history. Yeah. But yeah, he was now in 88, I do remember the only person I remember running against Ronald Reagan was Michael Dukakis. I remember that name. Just don't remember Jesse Jackson running for some reason in 88. And I was in the 8th grade during that time, so I don't know why. I don't know why I remember him running in 84 and not 88. That's crazy. That's wild. Hmm. So his journey began, and his civil rights journey began, and he was born in Greenville, South Carolina. Began his activism in 1960 when he was arrested for protesting in Greenville. And shortly after that, that's when he linked up with MLK, and he began joining marches and spoke at some events and traveling with Martin Luther King and the SCLC. Yeah, but yeah, so rest in peace to Jesse Jackson. Rest in peace to him. He also participated in that march to that Bloody Sunday march in Selma. He was in that. He was part of that as well. He was a part of a lot of stuff in his early days. But I think the controversy came in the early 80s, like trying to work with Libya and all this stuff. And the U.S. Department of Justice was like, hold up now, wait a minute. You gotta take a look at this. They were side-eyeing that. They were giving it the side eye. But yeah. So I just wanted to come on here and share this with you all this morning because I got the news early this morning myself and just thought I'd come on here and acknowledge that we lost a prominent figure in this in Black history and the ongoing civil rights movement, I should say. Because there's still work to be done. There's still some work to be done, even some 60 some years later. Still a lot of work to be done. Still a lot. So, well, thank y'all for coming. That's pretty much all I got to say on it. Just wanted to say RIP to Jesse Jackson, born 1941, passed away today, February 17th, 2026, at 84 years old. And that's pretty much that on that, y'all. That is that on that. I want to thank y'all for coming. Make sure you hit the like button, and I'm gonna try to come back later. Come back maybe tomorrow or something. Or maybe later today. Who knows? All right. Appreciate y'all showing up. Peace.